Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, and let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 15k until the end of the year. Help me out there. Almost impossible, but help me out there. But let's get going. So today we're going to take a look on this beast on the test flight with an overlay program, War Thunder real-time information. I will leave it in the description. I have also a video showing how to install it, so yeah. But yeah, let's take a look on what this machine can do with numbers. Let's talk about the engine, the AoA that it can pull, the fuel consumption, climb rates, and everything like that. I plan to do 3 videos basically showing off the MiG-29, the F-16, and the Tornado as well. Maybe, I don't know about the Tornadoes, if one of them or just all of them in one video, but still. Let's take a look on the MiG-29 and you will see what I'm talking about. First of all, let's talk about power and fuel consumption. So I will take the fuel load. I'm using nothing just to take a look on how much it consumes and how much power it has on the engines. So let's get going. So as you see here, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. So here we are, and on the left side there you can see the overlay program. It's just telling me how much thrust do I have, how many kilograms do I have on fuel, basically the fuel consumption by kilograms per minute, the amount of time that I actually have on the fuel department, and then up there on the left side as well we have the heading of the aircraft, the AoA that the aircraft is pulling, the climb rate, the turn in degrees per second, and the G's that I'm pulling. So let's turn off the radar and let's get going. So as I accelerate, as you see, we are producing power. We managed to go 66 kilonewtons each engine on the takeoff run here. Basically 70 kilonewtons, so basically 140 kilonewtons. These engines are amazing, man. And yeah, let's go for the C over here and basically tested out the maximum power that this aircraft has on optimal conditions, so on sea level at Mach 1+, so the optimal air intaking on the engine. As you see, it's already realistic, the fuel consumption as well, as you see, 4 minutes, so it is really realistic, just like it is in DCS, so yeah, that's pretty cool. It is consuming a lot more once you start to go a lot faster, and once more air starts to go into the engine, as you see, just 3 minutes. So yeah, the fuel consumption is working as intended, and 900 kilograms of fuel consumption. It's bigger. I think it's bigger than the F-14. I have to check, but still. And look at the engine power of this thing, man. 123 kilonewtons each engine. Do you realize how much power that is? That is 250 kilonewtons of power, basically, right? Almost that, like 248 or 47, something like that. It is a lot of power, man. It is a lot of power. So in optimal conditions, it produces 240 plus kilonewtons of power. This is literally almost twice as much as the MLD. The MLD on optimal conditions can do like 167, something like that. So yeah, it's a strong engine, man. It is a strong engine. And as you saw, we had basically 4 to 3 minutes of fuel consumption at this optimal rate. So yeah, the engines consume a lot of power, a lot of fuel. So use your external fuel tanks, obviously. Let's go for a maximum power here and a zoom climb to see how much we can do in the climb department. Oh my god, I'm almost breaking the aircraft. Let's go 90 degrees over here. 60, 70, 80, 90. 370 is the maximum amount that I managed to pull. This seems about right. I was testing this before. So yeah, it's so, it's 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds per 1,000 of meters. So yeah, it's a very Very powerful engine, and yeah, just amazing aircraft. I love this aircraft, if you don't know already, right? Let's go to a low altitude situation. As you see, when I'm in just military power, I produce a lot less power and a lot less consumption. As you see there, 73 kilograms per minute instead of the 900. So it's a lot less. You can also use like the stages if you do a small click. For example, I'm consuming less, like half the consumption, and producing a lot of power as well. So pretty good. And if I full click it, and then it goes fully, right? So yeah, it's a very cool thing. Let's slow down the aircraft and see the AoA and the turning capabilities. Then now that we are pretty light on the fuel department, so let's slow down. So 1100, as you see, limits to 7 degrees of AoA, pretty low. 13 Gs, I mean, I get it. Basically in an ace condition here. Now it goes 22 degrees. To be honest, it feels like it's sluggish. I think both the F-16 and the MiG-29, they both have these problems with the flight model right now. They kind of have a very bad limiter here. And to be honest, all the manuals that people tend to post on forums and the books that you normally read, the MiG-29s, they normally tend to go close to 30 degrees per second, the more later variants. And these early variants, they are normally like 26, 27 degrees of AoA. I did not manage to pull that. I just did not. It is just impossible. Let's try to just make sure I lose speed here. These engines are too powerful for this. So, for example, here, I mean, 22, and then it kind of limits it. So, I don't know, man. It feels not as good as it should. I think it should be pulling a little bit more AoA. Probably in simulator battles, it can pull a little bit more. But still, it's not pulling how much you normally see in figures. I don't know if they got a more realistic figure here or something is limiting. 22 for 26 degrees is not that much, obviously, but it would help a little bit to pull a little bit more and, to be honest, win some raid fights a little bit easier. So yeah, very interesting. As you see, when you are really like fast, it doesn't pull anything, even though it's pulling 14 Gs. The AoAs are pretty bad, obviously, but that's just normal. And yeah, 13, 14 Gs, it's the maximum that you can actually do in a normal climb here at 1,000 kilometers per hour. Let's see, 30 degrees, you get 180 meters per second, pretty good climb rate. So yeah, we are going to run out of fuel here. But even in a climb like this, I mean, we are almost producing 200 kilonewtons. So yeah, these engines are, woof, they're the best engines ever, man. Jesus Christ, these engines are good. But yeah, let's take a look on the fuel consumption and all the other things with the full load, basically. So let's take a look on that. So here we are with the full load, basically the ERs and the T and the Ms and the external fuel tank as well. Let's take a look on the fuel consumption. It's a lot better, as you see there, 8 minutes already. It's already way better. It should be just around 4 minutes and something when you are in optimal conditions. So let's get some speed. It should be around 4 minutes and a half, 4 minutes and 45. Obviously depends on altitude as well. It depends on many things. But just to kind of have a look. So yeah, they modeled correctly. Some people were complaining that it wasn't consuming the amount of fuel that it should, but it's just kind of I mean, look at that, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, yeah, it's around right. So yeah, you don't have a lot of fuel in this aircraft. But the matches are over so quickly that you normally don't need it. And even with the normal military power, you have a lot of power, man. So yeah, it's not even needed. I tend to work that these aircraft, this 4th generation, they're completely different than all the other things. You need to take off your power more than not, like more than the 3rd generation ones, because it's too powerful. You consume a lot of fuel and it's just not worth it to keep consuming like this, right? So yeah, pretty interesting. Let's take a look. I mean, already we'll drop it, so it doesn't matter too much. But still, We can kind of take a look that these engines are very, very strong, more than 200 kilonewtons on basically if you are above Mach 1. Let's take a look. Yeah, if you are above Mach 1, it's producing more than 200 kilonewtons. So it's one of the strongest engines ever, just the way that it works, right? So yeah, it really is strong. It really is strong. So yeah, guys, but basically this is it. I hope you enjoyed just checking out a little bit of the performance of this machine. I am going to be doing videos on this, on the F-16, I think, and the Tornado, if you guys like it. So make sure to leave it in the comments if you want to see videos on that. Depending on the reaction that it has, I will be doing more videos like this. If not, then we are not going to do it. So yeah, but basically this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, trying to hit 15,000 subscribers until the end of the year. And I see you guys on the next